Alright, we got a Peterbilt 348. I don't know if you guys know, so you looked online, and I mean, there's a couple threads about these shoes and the dual return spring. So those return springs in there, right? So your normal return spring looks like this. You attach the one to one shoe, the other side to the other shoe. Then you can bring both shoes together and just kind of wrap this whole thing together, and then you have an issue. Usually you have an issue putting the springs that keep the other side of the shoes together over here. But on this one right here, we looked everywhere, we couldn't really find any idea. I know we went online and we saw some doing like some wire, some chain, put it through there, and then use like a pry bar, and then, you know, torque it and this and that, whatever. So of course I'm too lazy to do all that, and it takes too much. I'm just trying to figure out, there's always an easier way, right? So trying to figure this out. So right now I'm just going to show you what we found out, and it's actually pretty easy. All right, so what we found out is, so this return spring right here, in here, we've already got it connected, but there's an S cam right here. Right now it's a neutral position. Let's call it horizontal. All right, and then just so you guys can see what everything looks like, we'll take this spring out just for demonstrational purposes. So this first one right here, so and it's the same thing for the bottom one. Okay, so the bottom one, we're going to bring it in at an angle. And here's a tool that if you're doing drum brakes on a heavy duty, you should definitely recognize this tool. So on these right here, I think I'm gonna take it off just to show you guys like what we got going. So even on these right here, everything's gonna go sideways. Okay. So this is, and trust me, you see me struggle because this is the first time we've ever done this right here. Like, I don't know how many years I've been doing this. Apparently they changed this, and I've seen this before a long time ago. A couple years ago I was doing these brakes, and you have this spring riding right here, and the reason why they changed it is because this was riding right here and it was wearing out. So they ended up putting this thing right here on that S cam, and now they have two return springs instead of just one. So to start this off, you're going to put the return spring on your shoe like that. Okay, now it's on there, and you're going to bring it in on an angle. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that in there? Yep. You see how we're bringing this in through here? Just going to hook it. Okay, that's on there. So now what we need to do is we need to kind of set this side on that right there on the pivot pin, and we're going to do just a real quick get it over the S cam situation. Come over here and kind of just align it. But then there's a groove right there. There's like a little notch we need to get into. I don't know if you see that right there, that little notch right there. Okay, see this one down here is not on that notch, so it's causing some stress to go in there. So we'll just get it in that notch, just like that. Okay, and now we're just gonna leave this. We're gonna leave this hanging like this. This is the part where now that this shoe's on there, we have it pulls this bracket down. So when you try to put this on here, let's say you're trying to put it on like this, that spring is going to be like, there's a lot of pulling to do there. Even if you do this, and I know you guys will be like, well, move the S cam a different position. Trust me, we've tried that. We've moved the S cam horizontal, vertical, sideways, every which way. and we can't get it to where it's safe enough to put your fingers in there. And this is where everybody's talking about, like, so if you get a pull-all, you can get like a chain in there and then just grab it and get the spring to come under and hook. But what I found is just as easy as you saw how that bottom spring hooked, we can do this one right here. So we're gonna turn it sideways, just like we did the last one, like that. We're gonna get a pry bar, preferably a skinny one like this, because if you have something that goes in there like that, this is gonna get in the way. So if we have something skinny like this, we're gonna put it in through here, through behind the S cam, the hook right here, and we're gonna grab this the little the bracket where those springs go. So now that we grab the bracket where those springs go, and it definitely will be easier if you put the spring this way, where it's going to hook into it like this, as opposed to trying to get it from the back side like this, because you can actually get to it from this side, from through here. Okay, so keep in mind, I haven't put any roll pins and nothing on. These are just basically, it's just the hanger for the return springs. So we want it to come in hooking like this, so we're gonna put it in there like that, so the spring ends up like this. We're gonna put this in through here so we can hook there. We're gonna put it sideways, and we're gonna bring this up close right there. You see how it's almost in right there? So if you give it just a little bit, give a little shake, take this out, and now we're ready to put this in its little spot right there, just like that. Just like that. So that's how it's going to end up right there. So I got the top return spring connected, the bottom return spring connected, and so now what I did is we grabbed one of these springs right here, and we're gonna put one of them on there just so that way we're not flopping around over here on this side. And here goes this tool where it comes in handy. We're gonna put it in there. And now we get our roll pins. So our roll pins, we're going to load them up with the keepers, retainers, whatever you want to call them. There. So now on these, you just got to make sure you watch your fingers. For these, it's going to be kind of the same as the other, the regular ones in there. So we're going to have this out this way. We're going to set them on in there like that, and you should be able to turn them in there. There you go. There's that one, and then this one, do the same thing. Watch your fingers, because you can see how that could be a really bad day for your fingers. Now that you have your return springs done, you have your rollers done, now we have one more spring to put on. So now this one right here, just gotta put it on like that. Nope. Get it to bite. Just Make sure that the hooks come in through. Can't believe how many times I've seen these just fall off, because once they go like halfway's in, it's like whatever, they're in. But if you don't make sure that on the other side that the hooks are all the way through, they'll come off right away. So at this point, you are put back together. So I'm only going to show the real-time struggle. This is only the second time I've done this. As crazy as it's, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm used to the other type of brakes. And you know, you always, this is what I love about mechanics, right? You're always coming into some different things and figure some stuff out, puzzles or whatever. But it's crazy how little help I found online about these dual return springs on these Peterbilts. I think some Kenworths have them too, as far as I read. I'm not really sure. But I hope this helps somebody, you know, out there trying to do it for the first time. I know if I'm doing it for the first time, there's going to be a lot of people out there doing it for the first time. So, direct checking out a repair.